Hey everybody, happy Monday. I'm Jeff Davis, and I am here today with you to share some powerful and hard-hitting actionable tips on how you can genuinely make Mondays one of the best days of your week. Now, I know Mondays are deeply ingrained in the psyche of really not only the United States, but the world, that they're not a good day, that they're tough and they're difficult. And I totally get that because you're coming off the weekend, you may have had time during the weekend to sleep in and relax, or perhaps you don't feel like you're fully recharged and you get thrown right back into the week. It's tough. So I want to give you some very powerful tips that you can apply to make Monday better. I want you to use this day to your advantage, to feel great by the end of the day, to move forward with your goals and plans, to go into Tuesday feeling like, wow, you actually accomplished something on Monday. Again, I know this is a difficult day in the sense that you are coming off a weekend, but there are proven tips you can use to make it better. The first tip I want to share with you is to plan your day, especially Monday, in advance. Now, this tip can apply to planning your day for any day of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even the weekend. And in fact, I encourage you to also plan and schedule time off for yourself. Right now, I'm coming to you Monday morning. I wanted to make sure I'm applying and living what I teach others, and I made sure to plan this filming session for YouTube in advance in my scheduling calendar, so I knew, okay, Monday morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to share some hard-hitting practical advice that will allow you to make Mondays better. So Sunday evening, sit down and write down on a piece of paper. It could be a notepad, it could be your journal, it could be your schedule, whatever works for you. Write down, what are your to-dos for Monday? What do you want to get done? And that just the act of writing it down will get it out of your head. It will help you feel a little bit more peaceful and calm, and it will set you up for a successful Monday. Second tip is to do something for somebody else. A lot of times, and I know I sometimes make this mistake myself, we get so caught up in our own being, our own problems, our own thoughts, our own day, that we forget to help other people. And in fact, helping others is what makes us feel very good about ourselves. So a way you can do this, couple quick examples, is maybe you buy lunch or you buy coffee for the person standing in the line behind you at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or if you're grabbing lunch at a Subway or something, you buy lunch for the person behind you. That's a great way to feel really good about doing something for someone else. And again, don't feel guilty about feeling good. It's totally okay to feel good about helping someone else. If you don't want to use your extra money for somebody else and you'd rather save that, another way that you could do something for someone else is to offer a helping hand at work. Your job or your company or whatever you do during the day, see if there's a way that you can help someone else in the work environment. Maybe you give some advice about a project, or you lend some strategic thinking in relation to a decision someone else has to make. Sometimes helping others gets us out of our own problems and makes us feel more useful, makes us feel more productive, and gets that day flowing better the way that we really want to make the day go. So remember, helping others in any way that you see fit is a great way to make Mondays fantastic. It can be something as simple as buying a coffee or lunch for somebody, helping someone with a work project, or even just being aware of those opportunities when they come your way and then helping people out. The third tip that I want to give you in terms of making Monday awesome is to get started on a project of yours. Get started on a big goal or dream. And when I say get started, I mean start small. Realize you don't have to conquer the world in one day on Monday, but just get started. Is there a book that you've been wanting to write? Is there some kind of business that you've been wanting to plan? You don't have to start the whole business in a day. That would overwhelm you. But maybe you make a strategic plan. Maybe you schedule an appointment at the bank so you can open up a new business bank account. Maybe you make a call with someone, or you meet someone for lunch who is going to play a big factor in that business. I mentioned already, if you are wanting to write a book, maybe you write one page of the book and you do so on a lunch break. But that one page of the book is going to give you momentum, and it's going to lead to something bigger and better over time. So it's so powerful when you get started on your goals and dreams. Writing a book, working on a business. Maybe it's even doing a hobby in the evening. Maybe it's just opening a book that you've been wanting to read. Maybe you've been putting off a book that you've been wanting to read for a while, and you just open that up, whether it be Monday morning or Monday evening, whenever works for you, and you start reading, you'll feel great about moving forward on things that you've been putting off. So take action on something that means something to you. Again, it could be a goal, a project, a passion. It could even be a hobby. But when we take action on those things, it makes us feel more productive, and it makes Mondays really lead and set up into the rest of the week in a beautiful, beautiful way. Now, next up I want to share with you in terms of making your Mondays better, making Mondays awesome, is to write down, and this could be at any point in your day during Monday, is to write down 5 things that you love about yourself and or that you've accomplished in the past. Write down 5 things that you love about yourself and or that you've accomplished in your past. This is a great Monday exercise because we get so, and I sometimes get this way myself because life is so busy, we get so caught up in the day and the stress that we forget to focus on what's good about ourselves. What have we accomplished? How did we get to where we are today? A lot of times we're so looking to the future. And now don't get me wrong, I'm all for vision because leadership and self-leadership really is all about having the vision. So I'm all about the future. I'm all about planning and moving forward. Totally. With that said, don't forget about how far you've come. Remind yourself of your accomplishments. Remind yourself of what you've done well. And when you're feeling down, when you're feeling badly about yourself, looking at a list of just 5 things that you've done in the past is going to make you just sit up a little bit taller. It's going to make you feel a little bit better about yourself. You're going to feel more centered. You're going to feel more focused and perhaps even more motivated to work on some kind of a goal or project of yours. Final tip I want to leave with you, and I'm piggybacking off the last point about the 5 tips to write down, the 5 insights that are really reflecting what you've accomplished in your life, is to really get a note card or a couple note cards and write down a couple affirmations. Now, these don't necessarily have to be things you've accomplished, but affirmations to yourself that you could remind yourself of. Now, you may have heard of affirmations before, and I'm not saying that one affirmation is going to solve everything, especially if you're having a tough day, but an affirmation written on a note card will help you be aware of your thoughts and replace some of those negative thoughts. On Mondays, when we're tired, when we don't want to be at work, when we're feeling frustrated that we have the whole week ahead of us and Friday seems so far away, sometimes we get these negative thoughts about ourselves, about other people, about life. And having a note card, and it doesn't have to be visible for the world to see, keep it in your pocket, maybe you just quickly glance at it underneath a few papers you have tucked away on your desk, and just look at that affirmation and let it sink into your psyche, your soul, your subconscious mind. Take a few minutes from the day. This could be after a really upsetting client just pushed your hot button. Maybe you got an unexpected call from a family member. Maybe you got an email that just boils your veins. Look at the affirmation. Perhaps it says, I am worthy. Or it could say, I am a champion. I am a winner. Something that lifts you up. Look at that affirmation. Whatever works for you, whatever affirmation connects with you. Read it. Take a breath. A long, slow, conscious breath, similar to the one that I just did. And just close your eyes for a couple of seconds. Hopefully no one's watching you and you can just do this in your private space, but just close your eyes for a couple of seconds. And think about all that's good in your life. It doesn't have to be long because I know you have to keep going with your day, but think about not only what you've accomplished like in point 4, but in this point 5, that affirmation about you're worthy, you're good enough, You don't have to conquer the world today, but just make baby steps. And when you use these affirmations to connect with your true worth within, you have infinite worth, your day will go better. Those moments that frustrate us like no end can be used as springboards, get this, can be used as springboards to finding peace within. And yes, I know that may sound a little bit counterintuitive or paradoxical, but I'm saying that when you have a negative moment, a client who pushes your hot buttons, an unexpected call from a family member, an email that boils your veins, use those as a little reminder to slow down, to breathe deeply, to find that center and peace within, and to remind yourself of how worthy you are as a person. You have a bad moment during your day, remember, oh, Jeff was saying in that YouTube video to look at an affirmation. So you look at that affirmation that you've written down in advance on a note card or on a small piece of paper, perhaps tucked away in your wallet, in your pocket, underneath your papers. You look at it, you breathe deeply in and out, and you remind yourself of all that is wonderful in your life. Definitely hope these tips have helped you, and I hope they make your Mondays better, and that they reduce some of that pain and frustration that we all have to go through. It's life, and we all have good days and bad days, but I'm hoping to reduce your bad days in favor of creating more good days for you. Remember to plan your Mondays in advance, and you can plan all of your days in advance, especially Monday. So Sunday night, plan your day in advance, similar to the way I planned this video shoot here on Monday morning at the very end of January. Also, moving on to the next tip that I spoke about earlier, is when you are getting about with your Monday, and perhaps it's during lunch, or it could just be during a coffee break, or at any point during your day, do something for somebody else, help someone else, buy them coffee or lunch, make a phone call to somebody, and do something that will help somebody else. And then moving on to the next tip after helping somebody else is get moving with a big goal or dream of yours. Get moving with a big project. You're going to feel better about your Monday if you made even if just a little bit of progress on a book project of yours that you've had in mind, or a hobby, or a business idea, or a book you've been wanting to read. That's a wonderful way to get your Mondays off onto the right start. And then moving along, write down 5 things on a piece of paper that you've accomplished in the past that signify all that you've achieved. When you're feeling bad during your day, when you're feeling badly, when you've had a frustrating moment, you look at that list and you remind yourself of all that you've achieved. And then similar to point 4, the 5th point, the final point that I shared, is to use affirmations written on note cards to pull out and look at during your most difficult and frustrating moments. And you go to that peaceful place, you close your eyes, and perhaps you imagine yourself on a beach or a really peaceful place, and you let that affirmation soak into your mind and soul, and you remind yourself, I am good enough, I am worthy. Bonus tip. I've given you 5 tips. I'm going to give you one more bonus tip, and we'll call this a wrap for the day. And the bonus tip is to reach out to an old friend or someone that you haven't talked to in a while that you had good relations with. Now, I'll leave the method of reaching out up to you. It could be a text. It could be the Facebook Messenger app where you message somebody on Facebook Messenger. It could be email, phone call. Maybe it's even a face-to-face interaction if you can pull that off and meet up with them. But when you reach out to somebody, it's going to make you feel more connected to the world. It's going to make you feel better. And if you remember that when we reach out to other people, we're not only making our own days better, but we're going to make their day better as well, then we've really started to apply these lessons in your life. Please comment below which one of these tips do you like the best, and which one of these tips do you think that you could most readily apply in your life starting today, tomorrow, or the next Monday that comes up in your life. I'd also love to know, is there anything that you didn't agree with or anything that you think I left out? Please share in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of great personal development tips to come that will genuinely enrich your life. Please share this video on social media, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Pinterest page, and let other people also reap the rewards of these tips. And as always, I really appreciate you watching. It means a lot. There wouldn't be a channel without you watching it. And if you stay true to yourself, as always, I will see you at the mountaintop.